Hello students, welcome back to my channel once again. So today we will be covering the CBSE Board Grade 9. The chapter is Quadrilateral. So this is the part 3 video. So already I have discussed two videos earlier. In the first video I discussed about what is quadrilateral and what are the different types of quadrilateral and the properties of those types of quadrilaterals, that is parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, kite. Okay. Now, in the second part, we have solved some problems. So now we'll start with the part 3, where I'll be discussing with midpoint theorem, and also we will solve some problems. Okay. So let's take a look in this chapter. So ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to CD and AD is equal to BC. Show that there are different parts given, angle C equal to angle D. So let's first take a look. So ABCD is a trapezium means where only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, right? So here what is given, AB is parallel to CD, and another information is given, that is AD equal to BC. So that means it is a isosceles trapezium, right? So if you have not sure about the isosceles trapezium, then please visit my first video of quadrilateral. There we have discussed what is isosceles trapezium and all. Okay. Now what is given over here, that ABCD is a trapezium where AB is parallel to CD and AD is equal to BC. Okay. What we need to prove, we need to prove that angle C equal to angle D. Okay, so for proving angles equal, proof triangles congruent. So first we need to prove the triangles are congruent or not. So now here you can see that there are no triangles, so we need to form the triangles now. So let us make angle C and D part of two different triangles. For that, we'll draw perpendiculars from A and B on side DC. Okay. So let us draw the perpendicular, that is AM, and another perpendicular BN. Here. Now this is going to be the construction part. So in construction, what we should write? That we will write that draw AM perpendicular to DC and BN perpendicular to DC. Okay. Now, angle C belongs to which triangle? Angle C belongs to triangle BNC, correct? And angle D belongs to which triangle? That is angle ADM. So now, we have to check in angle AMD and angle BNC. If we can prove that these two triangles are congruent, then we can clearly say that angle C equal to angle D. So let's take a look if there is any thing possible in this two triangles to prove the congruent. So in this case, AD equal to BC, that is already given, right? And angle AMD equal to angle BNC, because these are 90 degree, because we have drawn the perpendicular. So 90 degree will be equal. And another information is given, that is AM and BN. Okay, so these are two perpendicular lines, that is we can say this is the height between the two parallel lines AB and CD. So that means AM is always equal to BN, because we know that the distance between same two parallel lines are always equal, correct? So in this case, AM equal to BN. And also mention why it should be equal, because the distance between two parallel sides are always equal. So hence triangle AMD is perpendicular to triangle BNC by using the RHS rule. What is RHS rule? That one angle should be right angle, the hypotenuse should be equal, and any one side should be equal. Correct? So by using RHS rule, we can prove that these two triangles are congruent. So by now CPCT, I know I think you remember again that simplicity means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We can say that angle C equal to angle D. So the first part we have proved. Now coming to the second part, that is angle A equal to angle B. So this thing we need to prove. Now in ABCD, we know that ABCD is a trapezium, right? Now in trapezium means AB is parallel to CD, and where AD is a transversal line. So we also know that when there are two parallel lines and a transversal line, then the interior angles are supplementary. Means that co-interior angles should be, if we add up two co-interior angles, that will give you 180 degree. So that means angle B, so AB is parallel to CD on transversal AD. So angle A plus angle D equal to 180 degree because interior angles are supplementary. So these are also called the co-interior angles. Okay. Now similarly, we can prove that angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree because again the same rule, interior angles are supplementary. Correct. Now if you take a look that both are giving 180 degree, so we can say that angle A plus angle D is equal to angle B plus angle C. Correct. Now what we proved earlier, that angle C equal to angle D. So just replace angle C with angle D. So what we got, angle A plus angle D equal to angle B plus angle D. So we can cancel the same angle in both the sides. So what we got, that angle A equal to angle B. So that is the proof they are asking. So this is proof. The part 2 is proved now. Now let's take a look at the part 3. That is triangle ABC. Okay. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BAD. So triangle ABC means we need to join the line AC over here, and triangle BAD. So again, we need to join BD line over here. These two triangles are congruent. So in triangle ABC and triangle BAD, so let's take a look. AB is the common line, common side, right? So AB equal to AB, that is common side. Now angle A equal to angle B, that we have already proved in part 2, right? And AD equal to BC, this is given. So we can clearly say that by using the SAS criteria. SAS means side angle side, where two sides are given and the in between angle is equal. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BAD. Okay, so the part 3 is also proved. Now coming to diagonal AC equal to diagonal BD. So this we can easily prove by using the CPCT, because we have already proved that triangles are congruent. So by using CPCT we can say that AC equal to BD. So the part 4 is also proved now. Okay. Now, so this is diagonal AC equal to diagonal BD. Now coming to the next part, that is the midpoint theorem. So this thing is a new topic that we are going to learn. That is, what is midpoint theorem. So let's understand the statement first. In a triangle, the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides is parallel to third side and is half of it. Okay, I know that you couldn't understand by this statement. Let me explain when we draw the triangle. So let us draw a triangle. Now midpoints of any two sides. Let us name the triangle as ABC, and midpoints of any two sides like AB, let us consider the two sides as AB and AC. Now we need to mark the midpoints. So let's mark it P. So that means midpoints mean BP equal to PA, and similarly we will mark a midpoint Q on the side AC, where AQ equal QC. Correct? So according to what the theorem, that the line joining these two midpoints, so that means when we join P and Q, it is parallel to the third side. So third side means BC. Correct? Because we have already considered AB and AC. So the third side, the remaining side is BC. So it should be parallel to that. and also PQ is half of it, means PQ is half of BC. So let us see the presentation once again. So that means in triangle, if we just take the statement and represent it in the diagram, so that means in triangle ABC, points P and Q are the midpoints of sides AB and AC respectively. So by midpoint theorem, segment PQ is parallel to side BC and segment PQ is half of side BC. So this is the midpoint theorem. Now coming to the converse of midpoint theorem. So what it states that if a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle is parallel to the second side, then it bisects the third side. I think you know that whenever we are telling a converse of any theorem, so whatever we have done earlier, if we reverse the statement, we'll get back the same thing. Okay, that is the converse. So let us draw the triangle ABC. What is given that the line drawn through the midpoint of one side. Okay, so that means let us consider that side AB, the midpoint as P. So that means PB equal to PA, correct? Is parallel to the second side. So other side, that is we have considered AC, where we have drawn a parallel to side BC. So PQ is parallel to BC. What we need to prove that Q is bisects the third side, means Q should be the midpoint of AC. Okay, so what is given that PQ is parallel to BC over here. In the previous, in the midpoint theorem, what we proved, what we got that if P and Q are the midpoints, then PQ is parallel to BC and PQ is half of BC, right? And converse midpoint theorem states that if PQ is parallel to BC, then Q should be the midpoint of AC. Okay, so P bisects side AC means Q is the midpoint of side AC. So now let us see the presentation with the help of this diagram. So in triangle ABC, points P is the midpoint of side AB and segment PQ is parallel to side BC. So point Q is the midpoint of side BC. This is the converse of midpoint theorem. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, now let's take a look at some problems. In triangle ABC, X, Y and Z are midpoints of side AB, side BC and side AC respectively. AB is equal to 5 cm, AC equal to 9 cm and BC equal to 11 cm. So find XY, YZ and ZX. Okay. So what is given over here in triangle ABC? So this is a triangle ABC. X is the midpoint of side AB, correct? So that means BX equal to XA. Similarly, Y is the midpoint of BC, so that means BY equal to YC, and respectively Z is the midpoint of side AC, so that means AZ equal to ZC. Now what is given? AB equal to 5 cm, AC equal to 9 cm and BC equal to 11 cm. Correct. So now what is xi? Sorry, xy. So xy is, we need to find out xy, then yz and xz. Okay, these three things we need to, three side we need to find out. So let us take a look at the first part, that is xy, how we are going to find the value of xy. So if you take a look that x and y, these are the midpoints of AB and BC respectively. Correct. So now which theorem we can apply? We can apply the midpoint theorem. So according to midpoint theorem, we know that since x and y are the midpoints of AB and BC respectively, so xy will be half of AC according to this midpoint theorem. And so xy will be, AC is already given, so half of AC means half into 9, so that is 4.5 centimeter. Okay. Now YZ. So YZ, if you take a look, so Y is the midpoint of BC and Z is the midpoint of AC. Correct. So YZ will be half of AB according to the midpoint theorem. So that is half into 5, that is 2.5 centimeter. Now coming to the part 3, that is XZ. So XZ, X is the midpoint of AB and Z is the midpoint of AC. So by midpoint theorem, it will be XZ equal to half of BC. So that means XZ equal to half into 11, that is 5.5 centimeter. Okay. Now let's take a look at the another problem. ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Show that PQRS is a rectangle. Okay. So this will be the diagram. So where ABCD is a rhombus and we have to take the midpoints of each side. That will be respectively P, Q and R and S. If we join those points, that quadrilateral that is forming PQRS, that should be a rectangle that we need to prove. Okay. So now what is given? That ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS are the midpoint of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA. Correct. So that means it will just, since AC is the midpoint, so that means it will bisect AD. So that means DS equal to SA. Similarly, P will bisect AB and Q will be the midpoint of BC and R is the midpoint of CD. Now what we need to prove? We need to prove that PQRS will be the rectangle. So let's first join. Well, here we need to do a construction, that is join the point A and C. So that is going to be the diagonal. So just draw the diagonal AC. Now what will be the proof? How to prove it? Now consider triangle ABC. Okay. So the triangle ABC we have highlighted. So P and Q are the midpoints of AB and BC respectively. So by midpoint theorem, PQ will be parallel to AC. Correct? And also PQ will be half of AC. So in triangle ABC, P and Q are the midpoints of AB and BC respectively. So PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is also half of AC. Correct? So this is equation 1 and 2 respectively. Okay, so here also we need to mention by which theorem we are writing this. So always mention the theorem, that is midpoint theorem. Now consider triangle ADC. Okay, the highlighted one. Now if you take a look, ACE and R are the midpoints of AD and DC respectively. So we can say that by midpoint theorem, ASR is parallel to AC and ASR is also half of AC. So in triangle ADC, ACE and R are the midpoints of AD and DC respectively. So ASR is parallel to AC, that is equation number 3, and ASR is also half of AC. Okay, that is equation number 4 by midpoint theorem. Okay, always mention the theorem. Now these are the 4 things we got already. Okay. Now PQ is parallel to AC and also ASR is parallel to AC. Okay. So if you take a look that since both are parallel to AC, so PQ is also parallel to ASR, because we know that if one line is parallel to the other 2 lines, then the 2 lines will be parallel to each other. So in this case, that's why PQ is parallel to ASR. So from equation 1 and 3. Now let's take equation number 2 and 4. PQ is half of AC and also ASR is half of AC. So that means PQ will be equal to ASR. Okay. So what we got, that two opposite sides are parallel and as well as equal. So that's why we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. Correct. Now why we can say that parallelogram? Because we know that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides is parallel and equal. So we can also similarly prove that RQ, if we draw a diagonal DB, then similarly we can prove that RQ is parallel to SP and also RQ is equal to SP. So that means the pair of two opposite sides are parallel and equal. That's why PQRS is a parallelogram. But that if you just stop over there, you will not get the full marks, because here they are asking to prove that PQRS is a rectangle. So what we got is just a parallelogram. Now we need to prove that this would be the rectangle. So rectangle means all angles will be equal to 90 degree. So now let's join BD. So we can see that BD and AC, they are intersecting at point O. Okay. So now consider triangle ADB, the highlighted one. Okay. So in ADB, ACE and P are the midpoints of AD and AB respectively. So by midpoint theorem, SP is parallel to DB and SP is also equal to half of DB. Correct? So SP is parallel to DB by midpoint theorem. Okay. So now SN. So SN is, so that means since SP is parallel to DB means SN will be parallel to MO, because this is a part of the line, right? So now if you take a look at that equation number 1, PQ is parallel to AC and SR is parallel to AC, correct? So PQ is parallel to SR, that we already got. Okay. And also we know that PQ is equal to SR, correct? So these things already we proved. Right. This already we proved, so no need to. So what we proved last now is SN is parallel to MO. Okay. So now SN is parallel to MO. This one we proved. Okay. Now let's join SMON. So SM is also parallel to NO. Why? Because SR is parallel to, if you take a look, SR is parallel to AC by using the midpoint theorem of triangle ADC. Correct? So what we got, that SMON is also a parallelogram because the opposite sides are parallel. Correct? Now take angle MON. MON equal to angle MSN. Why they are equal? Because they are the opposite angles. And we know that in a parallelogram, opposite angles are always equal. Correct? So now, here, if we already take a look at the properties of a rhombus, that we know that in rhombus, the diagonals, what they do, they bisect each other and also they are perpendicular, right? So, angle MON, that is 90 degree. So if angle MON is 90 degree, then angle MSN, that is also going to be 90 degree. So that means angle S is 90 degree. Correct? So now take a look in in parallelogram PQRS. What we got, that angle S is 90 degree. So that means one angle is, if we know that if one angle of a parallelogram is a right angle, then we can clearly say that it will be the rectangle. So that's why this PQRS, this will be the rectangle. I hope this is a bit complicated to prove. I hope it will be clear to you. If it is not clear to you, then just go back and watch it once again. Okay, then I hope it will be clear to you very easily. Okay, now let's move to the next part. Okay, so this is the end of this video. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you have any comments, like anything you couldn't understand in this video, or if you have any other problem that you couldn't solve, then you can post it in the comment section. I will try to come up with a video for that. And if you like my video, please share this with your friend and do subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, you will not get the notification like for the future videos that I'll be posting. Okay, in the next upcoming, you will get another video from this quadrilateral chapter. So if you don't subscribe to my channel, you will not get notification for that. And also, I'll be posting other topic for CBSE Board Grade 9. So that's why I always recommend you go and subscribe to my channel to get the notification. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.